Hey, what's going on, you all? Hope you all are doing great. My name is Leonza Sanders. I am a graphic designer and illustrator, and also the owner of Narrator Design LLC. And yeah, I just want to come to you all today with just something I've just been learning, and I definitely want to share with my experience as a graphic designer and illustrator when it comes to topic working with clients. What it is like working with clients, and what I've learned from beginning my graphic design journey 5 years ago until now, working with clients, and the things, some of the negative things, also the good things too. But yeah, just break it down. In the beginning of my graphic design journey, illustration journey. Well, I started as a graphic designer, then moved into illustration. But I didn't really have too much of a process with working with clients. I might have a referral, then they come to me through the referral, and they work with me. And typically, what's like is I set a phone call, maybe no longer than 15 to 30 minutes, and we would discuss what they needed. I would say I worked on it, gave it to them, and got paid. And that was pretty much it. Pretty simple, right? It's simple, but maybe not the best way, or make let me just remove the word maybe, not the best way to go forward with client work. With working with clients, you want clear deliverables and also written documentation of those deliverables, and also a rapport with the client, right? So not saying you have to be best friends, but establishing some sense of trust and rapport, and having that rapport with the client also builds for them to be a residual client, retaining client, where they can come back to you for more work. So it kind of works hand in hand when practiced and implemented. And so I'm using a lot of project management words. So so my background is also in project management. I come from an IT background, project management, and a lot of what I learned and what helped me build processes working with clients is my project management background. So I want to touch on SOW, or statement of work, and I'm also going to touch on agile methodologies. Be able to pivot at a moment's notice when it comes to changes, because changes are always a thing when it comes to graphic design, or redirection. They may want something else, or you provide input and it goes to another direction based off of like your expert opinion. But yeah, I want to break this down quite simply into four different points, right? So just to go over, when establishing or working with a client, or starting to work with a client, it's great to understand who the client is and what they desire, right? What is the project about? What's the need? What's their want? And then 3, developing a statement of work, like I mentioned before, a SOW, and then also a contract, which is also really important when working with clients, and also at the end, developing and maintaining trust and rapport with the clients. So this is a pretty overall simple breakdown of my experience working with clients, and how I've learned to really work with them a lot better, and building trust with them through just being transparent, and also being honest about the visual needs and the direction in which they want to go. So I work with different universities. I work with smaller agencies, individual companies, S corps, LLCs, apparel brands as well. Apparel is something I love doing apparel brand, because I love doing illustration, character illustration. I love stuff like that. Sneaker designs, but again, besides the point. But those are the things I really enjoy. But and those are the type of clients I work with. So I'm gonna just break down. I'm starting with the company, the client. Who is the company? Who is the client? What's their story? One of the reasons I named my company Narrator Design is I can easily visualize a company or entity's story in the way I see it in my mind, and I kind of lay it out on picture, on digitally, through my skill set. So I'm a visual narrator, and I'm here to be the liaison between the client and their consumer base. So really understanding the story is really, really important to me, to the point where I named my company, my LLC, Narrator Design. And so really understanding the company, understanding the need is really, really great. It gives a backstory as to why they're the company that they are. And it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be a whole spiel, but just something to help you understand, like, the character of the company, if you will. I never heard that phrase before with that, but the character of the company. And also, it's a great way to introduce yourself and your company, if you do have an LLC or not. Just introduce yourself and your background and what your specific skill set is. And so with graphic design, there's this whole thing I'm seeing about with companies wanting graphic designers. They want a video editor, they want a social media or marketing person, they want them to be a graphic designer, they want to be an illustrator, but within the umbrella, what is it that you're actually great at? And you can possibly do all these other things, but what's your skill set? And mine is graphic design, logo design, and illustration. Those are my specific skill sets, and this is how I can really cater to your brand. And also apparel design too, but that is clear. It's great to be clear on what you can do to service them, because it gives them a way, it gives them a insight on whether they want to move forward with you or not. And if they don't, that's okay. And the whole thing is, with graphic designers, we want to obtain clients, so you don't want to be dishonest and what you can do, because you're going to spin your wheels and spend more time trying to figure stuff out on the whim versus already know how to do it. So I would definitely say lean into what you're good at, and then if there's something that you're not really great at that you can feed into that can help you obtain more clients, definitely do that. Photoshop, things of that nature. Just be a sponge, learn. There's no perfect all around graphic designer, right? But what's the saying? You could be a jack of many trades, but a jack of many trades versus I probably got to get a quote for you. I'll probably edit it, but being a jack of many trades is great. But having a skill set and being great at one or two things is also great as well. So I want to definitely expound on that. Definitely highlight that. And also going into the conversation of the project, what's the project need? What do they want? Are they needing a new illustration or optimized illustration? Are they looking for a new logo design? Or are they looking to revamp their logo? So when having those conversations, be clear on what the need or want is, and understand, like, do they have a color palette? Do they have style references? Do they have different elements they want to keep, but they want to get rid of other elements in their new logo or their design or illustration? So keep those things in mind and ask those real questions too. So that's another point. And also one of the most important part for me is developing a statement of work. And also, let me add this: developing a statement of work. So in having the statement of work, or SOW, it's important to know the parties involved as well. So who's the decision makers in this process, and who's the main go-to person. I've been had experiences, consulting with one person, and then they bring on another person from the company and they weigh in on this decision. So it's like a whole bunch of different emails. Maybe one person says we can do this, or maybe another person says we should do that, or I don't like this, we can go this direction. So to mitigate all of that, ensure that you have all the parties, their names or their positions in the statement of work. These are the people that we're working with, along with the type of work that we're doing, right? And then what comes next also is the contract. So what's the contract? And with the contract, working with the company, it's great to have, for me personally, have phases. So I'll break out my project or the contract into different phases. So it could be one consultation, which is usually the least expensive portion of it. The consultation, and then if they decide to move forward with me, then we move into the design phase, which are the mock-up designs, and then edits, then the pre-draft, or if it's the final draft, that's great. But usually it's never the final draft within those phases. And then we have a conversation if they don't like, if they're looking to do some more changes. So we have phase 2 of the contract. So we're moving into post pre-edits. So we have another consultation. We also have I also provide 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, just depending on the client. It's customizable just based on the need. But at the most 4 to 5 mock-up designs before the final, present the final, and then typically we go from there. So I know that sounds nice and perfect. That's usually always sometimes the case for me, but in other times we might have to provide, or I might have to draft up a new statement of work just based on the realignment of the goals and just ensuring all work is clear and we get to the end goal, which is the finished product. So and also I have the prices set next to each deliverable of the phase. So X amount of dollar for the design phase, X amount of dollar for the mocks, and then moving into the next parts of the phases. So that's very important when before even starting doing the work with the client. And then once you move into the work, it's very, very important to be transparent and also be clear, also be open for feedback. One of my requirements when working with a client is feedback. I tell them it's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't like it. It's not going to hurt my feelings at the end of it. The project and the design is for you. So I want to ensure that it is of standard, while also at the same time, I want to ensure that because I know what the company is about and the history of the company and the story, the character of the company, I want to ensure that, and also understand the client base, I want to ensure that it's something that's going to be feasible in towards their client or the target market that they're looking to retain or gain. So that's very important. So like, there have been times, just being transparent, there have been times where I didn't really provide my clear feedback because I didn't want to think that I was going to, I was trying to one up them on, or critique their design, what they thought was a good design, when you are the expert. And I, as a graphic designer, as many are when working with clients, you have experiences working with other people and working with different companies, but it's very, very important to use what you learned and provide clear feedback, honest feedback on the direction of the logo. If there's something that isn't right, for example, there was a project I worked on when they wanted like a white shadow on the background, and I added a white shadow. I didn't particularly like it, and I had to go back and tell them that the white shadow makes the wording look very blurry. And I just told them, it's like, hey, it's better to keep it simple. We have a lot of great elements here, and also we've been working on some for some weeks. So, it's been a lot of changes and edits. So it got to a point where it's like, just very, very minor changes, but that one little change could make a huge impact on your logo and how it should look. So just being honest with that. And also the feedback I got from was, hey, that's actually a real great idea. Yeah, let's move forward with that. And this is the final product, and we agreed upon it, right? And that was eye-opening for me, just to be clear, and being clear helps to make things simple. So all in all, and I guess the fourth part is having that trust and rapport with the client. Like I mentioned before, it's being transparent with the customer, having those calls. If it helps to have a video call, they feel comfortable, or you feel comfortable with it, definitely do that. But just being transparent with them, and being open to feedback. Don't see it as negative critiques. Just see it as a way to help the client, because that's what it is to me. I never take it personal. It never hurts my feelings, and I want a customer or the client to feel comfortable by telling them in our initial conversation, please provide feedback. It's needed and necessary, and I provide mine to you. It's a collaboration. With graphic designers, especially freelance graphic designers, we sometimes see the client as the employer and us as an employee, but it's more so for collaboration. There's also a sense of respect for the different positions as well that I consider, but at the end of it, we're collaborating with each other for your final design and illustration. So that's something I just want to break down to you all in regards to where I've been in my graphic design journey working with clients. I really enjoy working with clients, but for now I'm going to take a pause working on clients because I'm working on one or two personal projects, so I'm going to actually document that process with you all. And also I'm also looking to actually taking a couple of courses to develop my skills as a graphic illustrator and designer as well. So I'm learning really a lot of great things as well. I'm actually going to share a couple of resources with you all if you all are interested, for those that are graphic designers, and for those that aren't, I'm just going to also share my stuff, share my work. I love share my illustrations. I'm going to keep you all updated on where I am, but I hope this is useful for somebody. And also I want to add that this market isn't really the best just overall when it comes to different companies and also being a freelancer. But I was one tenured graphic designer. He's been in the game for about 30 years. He told me one thing a couple of months ago, and what he said I will never forget. He told me, just create, keep on doing it, and just create. Just never stop creating. And he has a business, and he's well established. Has a lot of customers and clients, residual customers and clients, and he just says just keep creating, just don't stop. And so I'm keeping that in mind first. But hopefully that helps somebody else out as well. But I want to keep you all updated, not gonna hold you too long, and I hope you all have a prosperous day. All right, y'all, take care. Bye.